I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Touchstone Pictures.
Why don't I start?
It's Bill Murray.
No, I'm not.
On the loose.
False alarm.
Off the wall.
I don't have any jammies.
At the door.
I'm talking to my fish.
In the elevator. Out of control.
I'm going to explode.
And on vacation.
I'm sailing.
In America's #1 comedy hit.
It just makes my lips numb to think about it.
Bill Murray, Richard Dreyfuss, What About Bob? Rated PG. Now playing at a theater near you. Check newspapers for showtimes.
This is Matt once again. We're about to another video, and there's another paid request, this time from John Zero Cool. It is for the film What About Bob? Now, What About Bob came out about 1991, fun comedy, directed by Frank Oz. Now, Frank Oz, he's done stuff like The Little Shop of Horrors, not Whores, Little Shop of Horrors in the 80s. He's done quite a few other stuff. He was the voice of Yoda in the Star Wars films, Puppeteer, and this is a film doesn't get talked about a lot. I mean, there are people that do like it, but it's not like this film gets brought up too much nowadays. And no features on this, it's just a trailer. And this film did decent box office when it came out, got some alright critical reviews. And it seems like whenever you talk to people about it, they do thoroughly enjoy the flick. And this is a time when Bill Murray was doing films like, I think Quick Change was 1990, and that didn't do well. So this was sort of a step up in box office. And I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite Bill Murray films. I would still put Ghostbusters, Stripes, Scrooge, some other stuff above it. But it's still an entertaining film. I think really it's because of Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss. Those two work very well together. Which, funny enough, they hated working with each other. Pretty much Richard Dreyfuss, of course from Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, he would talk about how Bill Murray was a bully. And he would tell stories that you didn't find them written in interviews where, for example, there was a scene that Bill would just come up and start yelling at him, or, oh, no one likes you, or whip, I think like an ashtray or something at him. And this is the type of Bill Murray, I don't know what the fuck his deal is. I like him as a performer. I think Bill Murray is one of the funniest people to be on the movie screen. I truly do. But I think he's a piece of shit human being. I do. I think he's been a piece of shit human being for a long time. People don't want to say that because he seems very cool. And I agree, he's very cool on camera, he's very funny on camera, but there's so many consistent stories of him treating people like shit, even Harold Ramis and Groundhog Day, and making Lucy Liu cry, and Charlie's Angels, and all this other stuff. The hassle he gave to the Ghostbusters cast is he didn't want to do part 3, but then he did 2016 in a cameo, and some say because he was forced to do it, whatever the hell reason. I just don't get Bill Murray's problem. I know Richard Donner did not like working with him on Scrooged. It's always something. And Bill, like I said, he's a very talented comedian. He's a very talented guy. He's a pretty damn good actor in films like Lost in Translation. And he's very funny, including this, and the character he plays, where he's nice, but he's fairly hopeless, and he's afraid of everything. He's afraid of touching anything and everything. He's afraid of going in elevators. He's afraid of taking the bus. He's afraid of every damn thing. And so he suffers from multiple phobias, and he goes to see Richard Dreyfuss, who's a psychiatrist, who's about ready to go on vacation. And he's like, okay, I'll deal with you when I come back on Monday. And character-wise, Bill Murray, some may find him annoying, but he's not really doing... He's always being nice. It's just he's taking it too far. I mean, there's even a point that he pretends to be a cop and saying, oh, that guy committed suicide. That guy being he himself. That's taking things too far. But at the same time, he's always treating people nice. He treats Richard Dreyfuss's family nice. I mean, among the family, you have Julie Haggerty, who's in Airplane and Airplane 2. She plays Richard Dreyfuss's wife. I think Charlie Korsmo? I believe that's the kid. Either way, you have the kid from Hook with Steven Spielberg, who played Robin Williams' son. He's in this as Richard Dreyfuss's son. You know what, now that I think about it, I think Richard Dreyfuss does a good job. And this is around the same time as Hook, now that I remember. I forget what year Hook came out. I was just thinking, because a film I saw for review recently was Good Will Hunting, so I'm wondering, what if you had Robin Williams and Bill Murray? Like Robin Williams as the psychiatrist, and then Bill Murray is the same guy? Don't get me wrong, Richard Dreyfuss did a good job, but Robin Williams versus Bill Murray, I think that would have been amazing. I think that would have been even more phenomenal. And again, that's not a slight against Richard Dreyfuss. I think Dreyfuss is a great actor. You don't see him a lot in movies nowadays. I think he was in that. Once in a while you see him and like, what's he doing there? But he was in Mr. Holland's Opus, The American President. But yeah, Robin Williams versus Bill Murray, that would have been pretty cool. But again, that was never in the cards. But even Richard Dreyfuss's character is not the best guy, because like he hears about his possible patient committing suicide and he goes, let's not let it spoil our weekend. Our vacation, I should say. Because he's wrote a book, he's there ready to promote the book on TV. So this is a guy who's a bit of a prickly psychiatrist. And in a way, you're waiting for him to get just desserts because he's not that great of a human being. At the same time, you could understand Richard Dreyfuss's frustration with Bill Murray because of some of the stuff he does. And just how he drives Dreyfuss insane. From always coming back, never truly leaving. The family likes him more than their own dad and their own husband. They're more in tune with Bob. The point where Bill Murray's like, eating the chicken, and the family's all smiling and laughing. Dreyfuss like, will you stop that? That's definitely the moment, one of the most people remember the most from this flick. I'd rather be Bill Murray like jumping on his back to get the stuff out of Dreyfuss's mouth when he's choking. The other moment I think of is the family go, why do you kick Bob out? And Dreyfuss go, what? You think he's gone? He's not gone. Look, is this some kind of new type of therapy? He's never gone. You see? And what you have is two actors being on their A game, delivering the performances without sleepwalking through it. And then Bill Murray treads that line of he could be annoying, but at the same time he's being so nice and generous to everybody else. He's not doing it maliciously. He's not doing it to, you could say on purpose. It's just comes out that way, but just how he's trying to overcome his phobias. Like they tie him to the boat. I'm sailing. I can sail now. I'm sailing. Or how he's so afraid of diving, and so the kid who's also afraid of diving, he jumps in and did what Richard Dreyfuss couldn't. Get the kid to dive. Of course, that makes Dreyfuss pissed. And Bill Murray didn't do it on purpose. We're just there, and his nice, in a way, generosity of the character comes through and is infectious to everybody else. Except with Richard Dreyfuss, that infection becomes deadly and more crazy. And I guess in a way you could kind of look at it as a black comedy as well. Especially when you get to the third act, where I think someone mentioned you could almost look at this as a Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote cartoon. But that's very thin. But just the fact that imagine... the Roadrunner that seems always peppy, always nice, and just the Roadrunner get more and more pissed off, and finally even get to the ending where he put this big bomb on Bill Murray. But then Bill Murray, he's oblivious to the fact that he's going to kill him. He just, this is another new therapy. And he escapes and accidentally blows the house up. And this is a movie I don't have a lot of problems with. The family can watch it. It's rated PG. I forgot it was rated PG. The score I rather enjoyed. Some people said it was too light. But I thought for what the proceedings had to be, I thought the score fitted fairly well. I think if you try to have a dark or... what do you assume a score would be for a black comedy or dark? I don't think that would fit in this. And I mean, you could loosely, again, thinly call it a black comedy, but ultimately it's a film that I just watched it, and I won't say I got as much laughs as I did back in the day. I can't quite put my finger on as to why. Maybe that's just how it is. Some comedies you laugh every time, and some comedies it's still funny, but you just get some chuckles out of. But definitely these two work very well together, and it's a shame that, from what it sounds like, Bill Murray would just... It seemed like Frank Oz was fine with working with Bill Murray, but just... Bill... I don't know what the fuck his deal is. I really don't. Someone would have to explain it to me. Please feel free. But again, stuff I enjoy. I mentioned he's never gone, you see? Or the moment when he's given the book Baby Steps. And so Bill Murray takes it to heart. He's doing everything. Baby steps to the door. Baby steps to the door. Baby steps down the hall. When Bill Murray plays a role like this, he's fairly committed, and I don't think he does it half-assed. Even some of the stuff he wears, like he wears a t-shirt that says, "Don't hassle me, I'm local." Pretty much this t-shirt here. And just how this is a guy that's in this bubble, but he's very smiling and friendly with everybody. I mean, these are a point that he just put with a hospital staff, and he makes all of them laugh. Except the one person... the one person that he drives crazy. And like I said, you kind of this 50-50 thing with Richard Dreyfuss, where on one hand, this guy's fairly cold and does seem like he gets along the best with his family. Maybe that's one thing. The way it ends is a bit weird to me, because nothing's really fixed. Like, nothing's really... It's not really much a summation. It's almost as if there should be more, or should be a final scene or two. Because spoilers if you haven't seen the film. The house blows up. Richard Dreyfuss goes catatonic. And then the next thing, for some reason, Bill Murray's marrying Richard Dreyfuss's sister. They're ready to get married. And then Dreyfuss goes, no! And they're happy that he's out of his coma, being catatonic. But nothing's really changed much. Nothing's really fixed. I mean, he's still got to deal with Bill Murray. Bill Murray is still going to marry the sister. I mean, they have texts where Bill Murray wrote a successful book, and then Dreyfuss tried to sue him for the rights. I guess for me, it's just kind of a weird way to end it. Maybe that's just me. Just something about it where I don't know. I'm kind of one of two minds. I wonder. It's a funny film, but I do wonder if you put a little bit of a heart, like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where you have a very funny stuff, but then there's a bit of this heartfelt, dramatic. Maybe I'm alone in this. Most people are like, no, the movie doesn't need that. No, not every movie needs that. But I think, like, maybe a little bit of Dreyfuss understanding. Just that's the thing, like, Dreyfuss never really truly understands what he's doing, right or wrong, or what he did was wrong, or that he needs to change. I mean, for all I know, he never did change his ways. And Bill Murray, I guess you could say he changes his ways, in which he does marry the sister, who knows how well that goes, and he does write a book on psychiatry. So I guess maybe that's the purpose. I just kind of wonder, are we meant to think Richard Dreyfuss is more of a villain? But then there's part of you that kind of feels sorry for him as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. And then maybe with the way it ends, maybe if there was, like, maybe one or two little talks, or even one sincere conversation, and maybe they both shake hands, or maybe something to that. There's just something I thought was missing. But yeah, the direction is competent. The rest of the cast do fairly well. Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss both shine. Dreyfuss with the he got some pretty funny moments with the way he's reacting, and you know, the way he's dealing with his kids, like the little puppet thing he has of himself, and then makes the dog have a puppet version of herself. And even this scene here during the Good Morning America interview, where Dreyfuss is nervous, and then Bill Murray takes over, and you just see sort of the look and you just tell from the face the frustration Dreyfuss is going through. You know, underrated comedic talent. Like, Dreyfuss could get some laughs out of you. Like I said, Bill Murray, box office wise, is definitely something I'm sure in retrospect he was glad for, since I did Quick Change, did not do well. Again, that was 1990. I think it was around the time you also had Mad Daughter and Glory. I don't think that did the best. But then films like this, and then Groundhog Day, which Groundhog Day I would put above this. I still like the film, though. It's still a fun movie. So, I'm not sure what else to say about it. It deserves features. I don't know if it's on Blu-ray. I should check that out, but I can't be for certain. It came out from Touchstone Pictures. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But, I mean, it only has a trailer. It's got a little slip thing with the scene selections. And in case you're wondering, this is what the disc looks like. Fairly bare disc. But again, if you did interviews, yeah, Bill Murray never or rarely does interviews. Dreyfuss, I guess, talked about how much he did like working with Bill Murray. I guess that's the thing. Maybe like an interview with Frank Oz. But in all honesty, there are read interviews online you can find out about it. I don't know if there's any trivia. I should have looked it up. But, I don't know, maybe I could look real quick. I know. I'll be wasting people's times. I apologize. But overall, yeah, it's a fun flick if you haven't seen it. If you like comedies, if you like Bill Murray, Richard Dreyfuss, or both, it's worth a look. It's definitely worth a look. I don't know why I sound like Rain Man. Yeah, definitely worth a look. Definitely worth a look. Yeah, it came out in 1991. I think it made around 70, no, about 60 million. So it did pretty decent at the box office. Gary Marshall was originally considered to direct, and Woody Allen was going to play the doctor, the psychiatrist. That didn't happen. Patrick Stewart was considered for the role. Robin Williams was attached to the project at some time, I guess, for the Bill Murray part. That would have been interesting, Robin Williams and Patrick Stewart. But again, do you imagine Bill Murray and Robin Williams? It filmed in Virginia, located on Smith Mountain Lake. Bill Murray confirmed that he improvised a lot in the film. So there you go on that. Frank Oz admitted in interviews that there was tension on the set during the making of the film. Bill Murray says, "It's entertaining. Everybody knows somebody like that Bob guy. Richard Dreyfuss and I didn't get along in the movie particularly, but it worked for the movie. I mean, I drove him nuts, and he encouraged me to drive him nuts." Richard Dreyfuss says, "It's a funny movie, but it was an unpleasant experience. Bill Murray and I did not get along. I gotta give it to him. I don't like him, but he makes me laugh even now. It's a funny movie. No one ever comes up to you and says, I identify with the patient. They always say, I have patients like that." He also mentions about Bill Murray at one point screamed at him while intoxicated, telling him, "Everyone hates you, you are tolerated," and then threw an ashtray at him. And then Bill Murray says, "I really try to make the other actor look good whenever I can in this particular film. Annoying Dreyfuss, which I kind of got to enjoy, I gotta confess. But I didn't try to annoy him off screen." Yeah, I'm sure, Bill. Producer Laura Zistian recalled having a disagreement with Bill Murray. Can I talk? How about I learn how to talk? Let me redo that again. Need hooked on phonics, but it didn't work for me. Producer Laura Zistian recalled having a disagreement with Bill Murray, which led to tossing her into the lake. "He threatened to throw me across the parking lot and then broke my sunglasses and threw him across the parking lot. I was furious and outraged at the time. By having produced a dozen movies, I can safely say it is not common behavior." So I did Bill, just a dick. I don't know what the fuck's his problem is. Just a fucking dick. Just a dick. I don't know why. But yeah, Frank Oz, I forgot he did The Dark Crystal. I forgot he did that. I mean, he did that. Little Shop of Horrors, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, In and Out, Bullfinger, The Indian in the Cupboard, the 2004 film The Stepford Wives. Yeah, but I do like Bullfinger. I remember not minding In and Out, Dark Crystal, Little Shop of Horrors. I didn't realize he did The Dark Crystal. Interesting. I forgot he did that. But yeah, fun film. Well, he did with Jim Henson, I should say, with The Dark. It was Jim Henson and a bit of Frank Oz, to be fair. I think more people mention Jim Henson because of the puppetry, which is fine. So, like, more, there you go. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and check the movie out. Later.